today. The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good afternoon, folks. Welcome to the August 26th. I believe it's the 26th. Is it the 26th? Yeah, it's the August 26th. It's the wonderful Wednesday edition of today's Trader's Edge show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. Hey, let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. And the easiest way to do that is to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, we're going to go check on the circumstance of these markets. We're going to go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to us as we speak right now, folks. You can give us a call at 877. I don't know if I mentioned this. Sorry, I got sidetracked there. But you can give us a call at 877-927-6648. If you can't call in, you can always send me an email, steve@tfnn.com, and inside our Tiger's Den, any ping will do. So look, let's go ahead and get this show started on wonderful Wednesday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. Right now, we got all the indices trading to the upside with one exception, and that is the Russell 2000. She's trading out at 1565. That's down 6 points. Otherwise, you've got the Dow up 34, the S&P 28, NASDAQ 210. Semis are up 10. Gold is up $31, trading out at $19.54. Silver's up over $1. That's 4%. I think a lot of the movement here coming on comments from Powell or releases of information about his speech out there. Nonetheless, we'll continue taking a look at this. So again, you got light sweet crude is flat. Natural gas is down a couple of cents. 30-year Treasury is off 28 ticks right now. It's trading out at 177.21. Tesla is the big leader to the upside. That's up $103, 21.26. Amazing. And that's followed by Amazon. The other amazing one. It's up 77.92, trading out at 34.21. Let's go out to Brent in Martinez, California. Brent, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding. How are you today?
Oh, I'm doing really well, Steve. I hope you're doing the same.
I am. Thank you for asking. And U.S. Steel. So tell us what you're doing, how I can help you.
This is one of the stocks I did get into at the March lows, and I sold my shares when it got up to 10 range. I am still holding some long-term options are out to 2022. But it seems like it's kind of stuck in this area. It's kind of a little congestion zone. There's just a lot of moving averages, a lot of stuff kind of right in this area that's it's not necessarily breaking down, but it's having trouble getting up through 8. I just wanted to get your thoughts on it.
Sure. So it is in this congestion area. In the congestion area, we can see it really in taking a look at the daily and the weekly profile levels. So if you look at the daily profile levels, that's the ones on the very left-hand side. Resistance is 801. Today's actual high is 802. So we do know that is resistance, not because today I was 802, but just simply we knew where the resistance level, the top of its bearish structured daily profile. So if price can close above 801, that would be a positive outcome for you, because if you can close two consecutive closes above the top of a bearish structured profile, then a failed bearish pattern will in essence exist out here, and I consider that to be bullish. If we take a look at the weekly time frame, Brent, here's where you really get the feel from a profile standpoint. So and it's slightly tilted towards the bearish side, but I'm going to call it more neutral than anything. At the center of a profile is where both buyers and sellers believe that there's fair value within the range. The range ends up being the bottom to the top of the profile. Well, on a weekly basis is $8. So you got 801 as the top of the daily profile. You've got $8 for the center, and you can see that over the course of the last 8 weeks, a couple of months out here. Really, if you go back to July, weeks. My apology, weeks. We're looking at weekly charts. So 2, 4, 6, 7. The last 7 weeks out here, it's just been in this consolidation, and it's just that you've got. So that's the range out here. If price can get above 801, then 884 would become the print, or would become the target, I should say, and a close above 884, 1352. Now that's what our market profile tools are communicating to us. Let's just go check some of our other tools that we have out here, see if there's anything else that Brent and I can ferret out here as we look at the charts. On the daily, I don't see anything else other than 848 is a significant resistance level. That's your TD9 breakdown area. I don't recall where that lines up with the other resistance levels that we took a look at, but that's the only thing that sticks out at me, Brent, on a daily time frame. What is nice about U.S. Steel is yesterday, the oscillator and change line changed from red to green. And at the same time that it was doing it, price was also testing that oscillator and change line. So this was telling us that price should be able to move higher, which it has done, and has found that resistance at that 801. But only if price closes below that green line level, which is currently 771, price should be able to make its way up to those larger targets. And on the daily, that would be the 848 level out here. On the weekly, well, we're still dealing with the resistance at the center of that profile. If you can get above 884, 1396 becomes its target out there. And on the monthly, finally, you just may have, let me pull this back a little bit further so it can increase the size. And Brent, it's very possible that in the case of U.S. Steel, the month of August will be the first close above the oscillator and change line since July of 2018. And, of course, you like to see 2 closes, but just 1 close, so that would be on Monday. That would be a real positive, and that would be a reason to certainly want to stick with the remaining shares that you have. That's how I see it at this stage. Okay, yeah, you answered the one other question I was going to ask you about. I thought it had done that test on the daily, which you just kind of confirmed. It looked like it had changed from red to green, and yes, it did do the test, so that's what I thought, and he kind of confirmed that, so I appreciate that. You bet, and that's what you want to see. It's what you want to see. Yeah, no, it looks like there's some, potential there to again, I've got longer term. Yes. With those options, they're way out there, so. That's the beauty, Brent, of the monthly. If in fact price can close over the oscillator and change line, it improves the longer term outlook, and especially because it's something it hasn't done for a couple of years now. Yeah, I was going to let you know we've been having this is of course always our fire season, and we unfortunately had a pretty big. It was a dry lightning storm go through. It was about a little over a week ago, and unfortunately that started a number of fires, and so we're kind of struggling with that, although I think they're starting to get that under control, and just unfortunate. We seem like we go through it every year. Yeah, now is that specifically in your area, Brent? That one hit a pretty big swath. I mean, it was down, my brother lives in San Juan Bautista. Yeah. One of my brothers, another one was up in Tahoe, so that it would kind of the whole, it was probably at least a 300-mile stretch, that got hit. Wow. So, yeah, it was pretty wide-ranging. I know you probably have to go, Steve. I hear the music. You bet. So thank you very much. Have a great day. You too. We'll be right back, folks.
If you're not currently using the TAS Profile Scanner when looking at setting up your trading opportunities, then your arsenal is short a mighty weapon. The TAS Profile Scanner is a standalone piece of software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Headed by Steve Dahl, TAS understands that in today's technological world, the use of top-flight software applications and technical analysis expertise is essential to successful trading in today's market. You also gain access to the webinar that Steve Dahl and Tom O'Brien just hosted, The Best Way to Use the TAS Profile Scanner to Profit. This webinar archive is available for all subscribers immediately upon signing up. All new subscriptions also come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Start your subscription by visiting the front page of TFNN.com today, and you'll find the TAS Profile Scanner under the Services tab. Sign up today. Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back, folks. Phone lines are open, 877-927-6648. Of course, you can always send me an email, steve@tfnn.com. Please put radio show question in that subject heading. Inside our Tiger's Den, we've got a request out here from Zippity Doodah, Zippity Day. If we take a look at MDT as the ticker symbol, that is Medtronic PLC. Right now, we know that prices trade above the top of the daily and the top of the weekly profile. So what you'd like to see out here, Zip, is you'd like to see a close come Friday above 101.68. You really have to see two closes above that, but start with the first one out there. Why? Because when you trade above the top of the market profiles, that's where resistance is at. You have cleared resistance. You've got to take a look for other topping patterns, things of that sort where price might be trading into, but that is a positive on the daily and the weekly time frame. Inside the monthly, this could be, come Monday, this could be the first time that we've seen a close inside the monthly profile. That's 101.68. So that's the close you're really looking for on Monday. That happens to also be the top of that weekly profile. So that's the level that I would be watching. Let's take a look at Stevie's other charts now. Look for patterns out here. Get a few other levels of resistance that it might be trading into. We'll start here with the monthly, only because we're on the monthly time frame. And so now MDT is trading right into Stevie's green line, the oscillator unchanged line. We can see that this formed a TD9 count top, Rhodes momentum indicator top as well. That was back in January. Price made its way down to its breakout level. That's 86.09. Yes, it moved well through that level, but it's really the body of the candle that is the essence of price. The wicks of these candles, the upper lower shadows, however you want to refer to them, they're nothing more than the extreme emotion of the trading session out here. At the end of the trading session, you thought I was going to say at the end of the day. At the end of the trading session, it's all about where does price close. In this case here, price held that key level of support, 86.09. If price can close above Stevie's green line, so it means above where it's trading right now, 103.92 on a monthly basis, that would also be positive and would suggest the move higher out there. That's 109.35, 117.03 based upon the monthly profiles. If we take a look at the weekly time frame chart out here on a weekly basis, I don't have really any resistance on a weekly basis. It's going to be bar number 7. So it's at least 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks away from a potential weekly topping signal using that pattern. If I take a look at the daily time frame with price being above 102.83, and that is basically contained price up until today. So this is really trading into, let me just expand the line out here. It'll be a little bit easier to see. Just give me a second to do that, just to add some more lineage, so to speak. So let me find the tool. Where did I put that tool? Where is it? Where is it? It's not there. Is it here? Is that it? No, that's not it either. Yeah, I thought it might be easier for me to immediately go to, and boy, oh boy, oh boy. Yep, I'm not sure what I'm doing here. Of course, you folks already knew that before I even made that statement, right? Here we go. Okay, here's the line length. Thankfully, I got it. Okay, so let's just add some additional line. Not even enough. All right, let's really add to it. 125. That should take care of it. Say okay. So it's this green horizontal line that's going to be stretching across the screen here momentarily, and that's at 102.83. So that is the TD9 breakdown. And what you can see out here is this level has been hit several different times. Once on April 17th, there was a slight close above it, but that was only one day. We don't like those one-day wonders. It was then hit for 3 times in a row, June 5th, June 8th, and June 9th. Then got it on a TD9 count back here on August 17th. That sent price back to support the bottom of the profile. So you can see that this 102.83 zip is a real key level. You're above it today. If you can close above it tomorrow, that's a signal that MDT wants to move higher. So I hope that helps you out. But that was the full analysis of what's going on inside Medtronic PLC. If you've got some questions in the den, go ahead and type them in. I know it's a bit quiet here inside the den because of other training that's going on, but we do have some other questions out here that I'll go to. Hector and the fuel injectors wants to take a look at the GDX, so let's punch that up on the screen here, and then we'll go ahead and read Hector's question out here. GDX, I'm going to get it fired up on my other system. So Hector writes in, hey, happy wacky, wonderful Wednesday. I haven't used the wacky, so we'll have to include that in our repertoire. First, looking at the GDX yesterday on the light volume pullback and test of August 11th, Patty and I loaded up on the wagon with the GDX. Okay, well, good. You've got a nice move here today. Thoughts. So you're just asking thoughts. Also using August 11th, 8th, 15th for an ABC pattern out here. So let's not worry just right now about the A to B equals CD pattern. Let me just share with you, Hector, what's perhaps most important right now. And that is you made a nice trade yesterday, which was priced. The trade was, in going along the GDX, what you had at your back was you had a bullish structured profile. Yesterday, price got down to the level. The low was 39.59. The bottom of that bullish structured profile is 39.57. So you've got to love that. So price gets down there, tests it, creates a hammer candle. Looks like a little doji and a hammer candle out there. And now what price has done, it's pushed its way up to where resistance is at, where the sellers are at. So 41.64. Now, I know that you're thinking about an A to B equals CD pattern, but really you can't deal with that until price takes out the August 5th high. That August 5th high, 45.78, volume of 37 million shares in it. Let me pull over the GDX with my other set of tools out here. In the weekly, you'll see a bearish structured profile, 45.78 resistance, support at 32.77. The monthly doesn't provide us with any data at this stage here that's worth spending much time on. So if we come back to the daily time frame, we can see wave number 7. We've got a Rhodes momentum indicator top. So this has got the topping signals. Price pushed its way down to support, the breakout support of 38.34. Didn't get all the way down there. But Hector, as long as price remains below Stevie's green line, 42.63, this might be an A to B equals CD to the downside. You see, you're thinking an A to B equals CD to the upside, and it might be. But perhaps what you've done is you've eliminated the thought process of an A to B equals CD to the downside. And that would look like this. So take into consideration that price has made its way back to a resistance level. We're going to go take a look at gold and silver so I can give you the full 9 yards on this. But the A to B equals CD could get us down to 37.20, 35.32. Now, we won't know if that's an A to B equals CD until price gets below 38.88. And if it does with more than 71 million shares, then voila, that's what you've got. So I don't want to spend too much time on the A to B equals CD patterns here right now. What we're trying to do is say, hey, you know what? You've made some really nice bucks here. And prices run right into resistance. Might be worth lightening up or taking those profits, but you've got to do what you're going to do out there. I just want to provide you with that information. Back to my other white time frame charts out here. On the weekly basis, what do we see? Let's see what we see when we take a look at the GDX. The benefit so far of today's price action is that price is above Stevie's green line. So that's at 40.77. So if there was an intraday move lower and price closed below 40.77, you'd exit that position. Most certainly. I would think that you would. That would be the signal coming at least from the weekly time frame chart. And what the weekly time frame chart would be signaling, if that were to occur, I'm not saying that's going to occur, that would really support that A to B equals CD to the downside out here. So Hector and Patty and everyone else, when we get back from this break, let's go take a look at the gold contract, the silver contract, of course, anything else that you – Steve Rhodes, let's take it. You're right.
Back in the day, I joined Hotel California in 2006, and like many of you, was drawn in by, as well as...
Whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows.
You see, I believe that everything in life happens for us, not to us. And Tom ignited the fire within me to want to learn how to master the markets. So how did I go from knowing nothing about technical analysis to becoming the #1 market timer for the S&P 500 in 2018 and the #2 market timer in 2019? Simply put, I hired coaches with a proven track record, which led me to a whole new set of tools that I created to interpret the message of buyers and sellers. I would love the opportunity to teach you this award-winning set of tools and to help you improve your market timing. You can test drive my newsletter service, Mastering Probabilities, for the next 30 days with no risk to you. Plus, you'll gain access to archive workshops that'll take you step-by-step through my system. Sign up today by going to the homepage of TFNN.com and selecting Mastering Probability in the newsletter tab.
If you're a trader in the market looking to find the path that leads to maximizing profits while decreasing risk, then now is a great time to try out Dave White's daily trading service, The Path of Least Resistance. Through the use of options and equity trades, Dave advises his subscribers on a daily basis of the current market conditions and what possible trade setups are on the horizon. The Path of Least Resistance is published every trading morning, often with updates intraday when initiating trades or closing out positions. Dave White has advised his clients of some outstanding winning options and equity trades in recent months, and now is a great time to try it out for yourself. New subscribers to the Path of Least Resistance receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the types of options and equity trades that are available by signing up for the Path of Least Resistance today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com and selecting the newsletter tab. Sign up today. TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartleys, ABCs, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Dow's up 5, S&P 26, NASDAQ 100 up 208. We're going to go take a look at gold out here, get a feel for what it's doing. It's up $28 right now, trading out at 1951. So a number of different things to look at. First here, we'll take a look at gold, how it's trading in terms of pounds, yen, euros, and U.S. dollars. You'll see some descending trend lines that are out there. Hector, the move that we've seen here, albeit a nice move inside of Goldilocks, you can see the price running up into its trend line resistance. The only one that is above the trend line resistance is gold expressed in euros out there. So that's the first thing. There is a new profile that's attempting to form. This is using my advanced tool out here. 1912 is the support level. 1970 would be the resistance area. So it's possible you could see some type of counter trend move up in that 1970-50 level. I don't know if this profile is going to take hold or not come the end of the day, but I am giving you a peek into at least what the market is trying to communicate to us. If we take a look at primary horizontal trading ranges out here, it's in between. It's a monthly horizontal trading ranges between 1878 and 1988. So that's not providing us with a ton of information out here. Let's come take a look at, give me a second. Here is gold in all of its forward-looking futures contracts. So you've got October, lightly traded. You've got December, February by 2021, and April of 2021. Again, showing you those descending trend lines, showing you also rising trend lines out here. So it's really, if you don't get too caught up into the actual price movement and instead just take a look at technical patterns. And here, as you take a look at the December contract, you do not see a new profile that is formed just yet. Again, we were using my advanced tool to take a look at that out here. So prices come down to a support level, those trend lines, but it hasn't taken out any kind of resistance. And in essence, what I'm saying to both you and Patty out there, I'm not getting the back up the truck signals here. Just simply something that pulled back to support, then in essence that is now traded up into resistance. So I hope that that helps you out. Now, let's take a look at one last thing. What would be reasons to stay into that trade out there? Because I always like to look at both sides of that trade. One thing that you could do is use this weekly time frame and use Stevie's green line. You know, we were talking about the oscillator and change line earlier. I developed this tool specifically to be able to answer the question so that I would know when is a retracement, just a retracement back to support. You see, we've had these other support levels, those TAS market profiles, a TD9 count, but that wasn't good enough. It was the early portion of the move out here. And on a weekly chart, unfortunately, you have to wait till the week is over. It's just hump day, so we don't know. But if price were to close below 1940, if we're trading below 1940, that's Stevie's green line on the weekly, then I would have more conviction behind suggesting, Hector, that you and Patty take your profit on that. So I have conviction behind it, taking a look at what we have so far. But here, if you're looking for a reason to justify staying in it, this would be it. But if gold reverses and you see gold get back below that 1940 level, 1946.40 actually is the number right now, that's a signal to you. So that would be the only thing that I could come up with at this moment in time to suggest that you stay with the gold, with the GDX trade out here. Let's look at the short-term time frame. Let's do this thoroughly. Let's look at a 30-minute time frame. What type of signal do we have out here? Well, this is bar number 9 of a TD9 count pattern out here. So if gold is going to identify a high, it's either going to happen, this is the 30-minute time frame, here at 2 p.m. or 2:30. So, Hector, the advice would be, well, why don't you wait to see if this identifies a top out here? Because if price begins trading over whatever that highest high was, either it's at right now, which would be the 2 o'clock bar or the 2:30 bar, if price begins trading above that, then the TD9 count will have failed out here. But right now, you've got a TD9 count, and this is where you should begin to see a gold pull back. Now, pull back to where? Good question. The pull back to where would be Stevie's green line, and that's at 1943. Now, that number is going to change, but the line is going to move up or down, and so we're looking for a test in that area. And if you'd like to understand that line, the oscillator and change line, which you really should, just sign up for Mastering Probability. There's a workshop on it. It gives you all the details, what you need to do out there. If I take a look at the hourly time frame chart here for gold, what has it done? It's just simply made its way back up to breakdown areas, 1949 and 1960. It's really 1960.80. That is the most recent TD9 breakdown level. So price is up there. If it can clear and close above that, that would be short-term bullish from the hourly time frame chart. 2-hour chart, I don't have anything. The 5-hour chart, I don't see anything. So we've really covered gold and the mining equities out there. And so congrats on the trade. Tighten the stop. Take the profits, let it ride. I've just given you all the information I possibly can with regard to what gold is communicating to both you and I. Now, speaking of new profiles that are attempting to form out here, the Dow is also generating a new profile that's attempting to form. Now, this is really cool. Why is this really cool, Steve? Well, first, we don't have any kind of topping pattern inside of the Dow equity future contract out here, but should one form, then what you and I, and this is a bullish structured profile. So should one form, then what you and I would be looking at to determine a change in trend would be a close below support. Now, this is also using my advanced Doppler tool, and therefore I won't know until about 6:01 this evening whether or not this profile is going to form and hold. Or maybe it may change. Right now it's a bullish structured profile. And resistance is at 28,262. The high today is 28,239. The low, not at the low of today, the bottom of the profile or supportive profile is 27,500 to 27,718. So you got a 200 point area there of where support is at. If price is able to close about 28,262, assuming that the profile does in fact take hold, boy, that would be very bullish. So you've got resistance. We know where it is inside the Dow. Can understand why it's struggling as we speak right now, and then we can also understand why the ES Mini and the NQ are not struggling, because they're above those market profiles out there. And so, Ruby, that gets back to you and your question with regard to, hey, is volume supporting the move higher to the upside out here? And my response to you inside the Tiger's Den is probably not. It probably doesn't support it, but it probably hasn't supported it for a long time. And I don't know if I can find this tool or not. Got about a minute here. Let me see if I can find this and pull this up. So it just explains, in essence, my response to you. Is it here? It's not there. Darn it, where did I put that thing? Newsletters. Let me see if it's right here. Can't find it. But what it was my pyramid. I'll find that pyramid for you again. And you really, when you take a look at tools, momentum tools, volume tools, volatility tools out there, there's really 4 different types of so for example, if you're using the RSI and you're using the stochastics out there, they both basically do the same thing. So if you have both of those on your chart, not that they might not be helpful, but you've got just a lot of information that could cloud your judgment out there. I would say become a master of one of those, and you should, and they should be on a chart to help you interpret it, just as volume could be on a chart. But to say that you would put all of your money in the stochastic basket or all of your money in the volume basket, if you do that, you're going to get trashed. If you're just because the markets don't move like that. But I can tell you, understanding support and resistance and where things are trading in relationship to that, understanding Stevie's green line will help you beyond anything you could possibly humanly imagine. Now, you've got a good imagination. You know, jelly bean. Steve Rhodes with TFNN.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
If you haven't checked out the newsletters page of TFNN.com, what are you waiting for? All of the TFNN newsletters are informative, up-to-date, affordable, and a must-have for every trader looking to gain a competitive informational edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets to offer you the very latest in market news. Plus, new subscribers get to test drive our newsletters risk-free for 30 days. From all aspects of the markets, including stocks, bonds, metals, commodities, and tech, there's a newsletter to fit your needs exclusively from TFNN. Stay informed each day you trade and get that competitive edge that will help you stay ahead of the game. Visit our newsletters page by going to TFNN.com and click the newsletters button near the top of the page. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Directions Daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. So we got a couple questions in by email. The first one coming in from Jared. Jared writes in and he says, MOS, can you analyze support and resistance? I'm long at 1750. We most certainly can. So that is Mosaic. Gotten a few requests about this, so there's a number of folks that apparently are long Mosaic, and so you need to know that your resistance level out here is the top of its new daily profile. So Jared, you're looking at 1852. Price hit that yesterday, rejected it, hit it the day before, rejected it, hit it again today and rejected it. Yes, it went over that, but we're looking at the body of the candle, and we don't have any closes above 1852. So that's the resistance that you're dealing with. Support is 1724. That's the daily time frame. Price above the weekly profile, so that's bullish, and it's inside. It's a monthly. It's bullish structured monthly profile, and it's above the center. The center's at 1770. This is trading at 1836. The larger, the further it can get away from 1770 on a monthly basis come next Monday, the larger the chances are that it's communicating to you that Mosaic wants to make its way to 2250. Granted, it must deal with 1852 right now, but at least you know by looking at this chart, it's like having the answers to the test before you get the question. Now, you had asked the question here, can I analyze and give you support and resistance? And if you had this tool, you would know that answer right off the bat. And you could see it, and you would understand what's going on, and that might impact your decisions, whatever, you're in at the 1750 level, and 1724 is support. So now let's take a look at the other time frame chart. See if there's any other signals out here that you've got to be concerned with. And so let's come take a look, Jared, at the daily time frame. And then the daily time frame, we can see that price has been moving higher, doing less relative energy out there. Not a problem just yet, but if we did see a bearish reversal candle, that would tell you that you've got a top. Now, that top may only push price back to support. I gave you that. That was 1724. If price were to close below that, then you could see Mosaic moving all the way back to 1322. I'm not making that forecast just yet. It's one step at a time out here. We know we're up at resistance, no topping signal, says stay. If you did get that bearish reversal candle, it's a topping signal, says price should at least get to 1724 again. And below that, you're looking at 1332. The weekly time frame chart, intermediate term time frame, where are we at? No signals here of a top. This should be week number 7, or bar number 7 of a TD9 count. We know those highs can occur next week or the following 2 weeks if that were to be a topping pattern out there. And the monthly time frame here for Mosaic, nothing new here to report on other than what we took a look at, which was those daily which was price trading back inside its monthly profile. So, Jared, I hope that helps you out with regard to Mosaic, where support and resistance is at. Thanks so much for writing in. HD writes in, he says, I'm thinking of taking a long position inside of Intel. INTC is the ticker symbol. So let's put Intel up on the screen. This thing got just absolutely demolished, toasted and roasted, as Tom O'Brien likes to say, several weeks ago, when this thing gapped down with gigantic volume of 182 million shares. So this has got a ton of damage out here. And so HD, if you're looking to take a long position inside of Intel, I would hope that your thought process is that this is just a long-term position. Long-term position at this stage of the game. And the reason is that there's a new bullish structure daily profile that formed on August 4th, basically about a month ago, very close to a month ago with regard to trading sessions out here. And what price has just simply been doing is trading between support, the bottom of its bullish structured profile at 48.45, and resistance, which happens to right now be the center of that bullish structured profile at 49.92, just tells me that there's lots of consolidation going on, and be patient. And if you're thinking of taking a long position, then wait to see if you can get price back to that 48.45 level to go ahead and do so. There is a new weekly profile that is formed, and support there is 48.47, so that's nice, and it just formed this week, so that 48.45, 48.47, that would be nice to have that type of support at your back. If price broke through those levels of support, then you're looking at 43.60 HD. So that becomes, so again, I don't know. I don't know if you're thinking about going long. I don't know if it's short-term type trade, long-term trade out here, and that would really impact your decision making. Understanding that, and then which time frame chart we would more key in on. If I take a look at my other background charts out here, well, let me because there's a drawing tool that is missing from this. Let me switch over to, we'll keep this out here. There's nothing new here in the daily time frame. I believe I showed here, because I could draw that in, I could draw the Gartley or butterfly, Gartley buy pattern that had formed out here. So I can make the case, you can make the case, most certainly, for going long Intel. But if you're going to, it really needs to be, I would say at this stage, what's being communicated to us by the way that the stock is trading, that you're just in that potential accumulation zone to form some type of bottom. The reason that Stevie says the potential accumulation zone out here is because we've got to go take a look at the semiconductor index. And yes, this fell apart, but the semiconductor index hasn't fallen apart. So HD, I pose the question to you, and you may not know the answer. I know I don't know the answer. That doesn't mean that you wouldn't know it. I'm just saying I don't know the answer. And that is that if the semiconductor index does top and does move lower, are you expecting Intel, which I don't know what holding it is any longer after that big crush to the downside. It is probably not number 1, but it's probably still in the top 10 out there. And the question is, if the sector turns down, what will happen to Intel? Now, is there a topping pattern inside of the semiconductor index? We're looking at it. It's at all-time highs right now. The answer is in wave number 7, potentially in wave number 7. That's letter G. Price is moving higher doing less relative energy. If there were a bearish reversal candle, that would identify a top out here. Of course, price can continue to move higher. If we don't get that bearish reversal candle and close below support, it's just nothing more than filling and backing. And but that's the daily time frame for the semiconductor index. The oscillator and change line is going to stay daily when I change this to weekly. I just want to take a look at the weekly time frame chart. Now, the weekly time frame chart, this is going to be bar number 8 of a TD9 count. And so HD, if you're looking to take Intel as a long trade, which you are, in a longer term trade, then Stevie's going to say, I want you to be patient right now. I want you to be patient. There's just this, and maybe all these topping signals are not going to mean anything. But they do mean something. And so we just need, I would really suggest being patient, because even if we can justify it based upon the Intel chart, it's that semiconductor index chart that should have both you and I concerned about trying to establish some type of longer-term trade there. So I hope that helps you out with regard to the full analysis of both Intel and the semiconductor index. Looks like I've gotten through all of the requests thus far. We've got about 20 seconds before we come to a break, and then we'll do a little bit of a 2-minute wrap out here at the moment. We've got the Dow up 28, the S&P 29. See from a term time. ADS Mini out here. This has now got a TD9 count top with the bar following bar number 9. That would be this one that ends at 2 p.m. being the potential for a top. So when we get back to this break, I'll tell you how you play that. We'll be right back.
With markets trading with extreme volatility and peaks and troughs everywhere, regardless of what you're looking at in the markets, this is a great time to see the type of analysis Basil Chapman delivers for his subscribers every market day with the Opening Call newsletter. Basil has been analyzing markets, providing his take for subscribers to his trading services since 1984. Every morning, Basil publishes an update for his subscribers, along with weekend and evening updates when warranted. The Opening Call provides traders a daily market overview with regard to the direction of the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, along with specific recommendations, including stops and targets. You also gain instant access to Basil's subscriber webinar archive from earlier this year, a dark cloud cover, and essential market analysis. Ride the Chapman wave today by signing up for the Opening Call newsletter on the front page of TFNN.com under the newsletter tab. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Sign up today.
The gold market has taken off topside in a large way in 2020. If you want to take advantage of this sector, now is the time to subscribe to my gold report. The gold report took profits in 4 of its equities in the gold portfolio in the first week of January for a combined profit of 99.2%, with 2 positions left in the portfolio that have a profit of 67.5% as of January 7th. The gold report is a comprehensive look at the metals sector as well as the markets that move gold, which is the currency and bond markets. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. Every Monday morning, I publish the gold report with coverage of gold, silver, bonds, the XAU, HUI, GDX, as well as more than 30 different mining equities. To see for yourself the types of profitable trades that are recommended within the gold report, sign up now by visiting TFNN.com. Don't miss out on the next great gold trade. Sign up today.
You know what's cool? Taking something that's good for you. Something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated fulvic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They have been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. There is a little bit of conversation in the Tiger's Den about the cues out here and going back to 2000. So I thought I'd go ahead and put my 2000 chart, or just take the chart back to 2000. And really, it shows you the reason why we pay so much attention to these Rhodes momentum indicator signals out here. What I can share with you is not everyone is going to identify a major market top out there. And that's why you want to understand support and resistance, whether it's the TD9s, whether it is the TAS market profiles. But you want to understand that. And you also want to understand Stevie's red-green line out here. And here you can see that when the Qs did top, this was on March 24th, 2000. It was really the following day that generated the signal. That was the bearish engulfing candle. That was on March the 27th. And so, if we fast forward that to where we're at, it's why we're paying attention to all of the signals inside of the markets out here. So I was going back to the short-term time frame for you with regard to the ES Mini. And so we've got a TD9 count pattern that is in effect out here. Bar number, the bar following bar number 9 is the high of the pattern. I know that because you've got label number F, or wave number F, that has now been marked on my system. So I already know that that's made a higher high than bar number 7 did. Now, if this is going to be a top, this is the easiest type of a trade out here. And I'm not suggesting you take a short. I'm only asking you to interpret the market out here. And that is this. If come 2:30 or 3 o'clock or 3:30, any of those bars close over the high of this bar, which I don't know what that's going to be because we still have 4 minutes. Right now, the high of this session is 34.6975. If there's a close above that, if that is the high, it's telling you about strong momentum, continued momentum to the upside. And Ruby, it doesn't matter whether there's volume or not at least with regard to using this tool and interpreting what its message would be. Inside the NQs out here, the NQs don't have that same topping signal, at least not just yet. It's only the ES Mini. The NQ could get that by 2:30, but I won't be on the air with you. Folks, thanks so much for being here. Have a wonderful Wednesday. Stay tuned for 2 more great hours. Dave White's coming up next. Tom O'Brien will take us on home. Oh, I'll be doing my show from 8 to 8:30 tomorrow morning. Almost forgot. 8 to 8:30. Join me live, please. Take care.